Hey guys, welcome to another round of digital refresh. Real quick, if you are watching this right when this gets posted, I need you guys to pause the video and go either to our YouTube channel for the Village Church or our Facebook page for the Village Church, because Vinesong is live with us right now, 6:30 on Wednesday night. Go there, watch it, be a part of that. It's going to be really great. Watch the re-recording later on. They're going to be posting the service later, probably tomorrow, if I had to guess, on their own YouTube channel. So go check that out. You really want to. I promise. They're awesome. So I'll give you a second to go pause that and go do that, because you'll be able to come back to this later. All right. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit of time that I spent a few years ago wearing actually one of these very same red shirts. Not sure if it was this one, because I'm going to be real, the whole summer I probably wore 3 different shirts that I washed every weekend. Sometimes I didn't even get through 2 shirts in the same week, because time flies when you're doing ministry basically 24/7. It's from when I worked with group mission trips. We got our little logo that looked like an ice cream cone. Pretty sure they discontinued that logo like that year. I'm not sure. Maybe this could be a really rare shirt. I don't know. But growing up, I had gone to group mission trip camps pretty much every summer for like 7 years, starting from when I was like 14 until maybe into my 20s, early 20s. Anyway, I spent a long time going to group mission trip camps, and I loved it. It was a great experience for me to grow, and not just, spiritually, but learn different cultures. We got to go to a lot of cool different cities. Got to live like downtown Orlando for a week. Got to live like St. Louis. All these really cool places. Nashville, I think, was on our list of places we've been. And just getting to experience different cultures, even if it's just for a week, is so huge in like your own personal growth. If you ever get the chance to do that, highly recommend going on a mission trip. Go someplace that you're going to get to experience another culture. It's truly invaluable experience. But so after years going, I was in college and I was of the age that I could actually work for them. And so I went in, I called up, I did my interviews, I sent in applications, all that good stuff that goes into getting a job for the summer. And I got hired on for the summer as a program leader. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. Program leaders got to essentially lead the morning and evening programs, and they said my job was to be the social butterfly all other hours of the day and be able to get along with everything. Now, my particular site in Orlando, basically it was 2020 just condensed, because we had everything breaking. Our food, like the fridge or freezer, one of the two, broke Sunday morning when we had campers showing up Sunday afternoon, and we had ordered food Friday night, or the delivery had come in Friday or something like that. And that was like the first of a very long list of issues that, stuff just happens, things break, it's not the end of the world, but it certainly feels like that when you're running off like 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night. But I got the opportunity to be a part of it and just learn how to deal with issues and balance life. Yeah, balance is a good word for it. Every morning, afternoon, evening, whatever, whenever we had everybody together, I would give a program. We called it program. Really, there was a lot of stuff that went into it. There was a worship time. There were some games. There was like a short lesson. One of my particularly favorite ones that I want to share with you was, I think it was Tuesday morning. It was Tuesday or Wednesday morning. It was the middle week and it was the morning. And I just loved it because we always made it this really chill time. And we were talking about the story of the widow's mite, which I'm going to read for you real quick. Comes from, I'm reading the version from Luke chapter 21. And it goes like this. As Jesus looked up, he saw the rich putting their gifts into the temple treasury. He also saw a poor widow put in 2 very small copper coins. Truly I tell you, he said, this poor widow has put in more than all the others. All these people gave their gifts out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on. And one of the really cool things that we did with that particular program was when they came in, we handed everybody a penny. And of course, a bunch of teenagers getting handed a penny, they're like, oh, what is this? It's basically worthless. And we had like a little offering plate at the front. And so we would talk for about a minute or two about how, this old lady, she didn't have anything else to give. She had her 2 copper coins, and that's what she gave. What are you going to do? Are you going to give your little copper coin? Which, I mean, in reality, it wasn't even their coin in the first place. The whole idea was for them to put it back. I'm pretty sure we got almost all of them back. Nobody's trying to steal a penny from a mission organization. And the whole week was based around this idea of extraordinary, where God can take something ordinary, something little like a penny, and turn it into something extraordinary. And at the end of the week, when we kind of give them their like goodie bags on Thursday night, we would give them all one of these. I still have this one by my desk. See if I can get that to clear up a little bit. No, maybe. It's one of those little like pressed pennies. Yeah, pressed. That says extraordinary on it, and we sent everybody home with one of these. And it was really cool because some people were like, wow, this little penny did turn into something cool, and I'm really glad that I gave that, because when I give to Christ, man, he can take those little ordinary things and turn them into something crazy awesome. Like, I used to go out of my way to collect these little guys when I was a little kid, and I mean, it was kind of a ripoff, because you would pay like $1 to get your penny that you can't even use as a penny anymore. But you'd like put in the machine and crank it. I got a bunch of those lying around someplace. But it was this really cool summer that I got to learn, giving just something so simple. And I also learned that week that, when you do something in obedience and you do it because God's telling you to do it and you feel like it was absolutely awful, that's when God uses it the most, and everybody comes out and they're like, wow, I really got something out of that. Man, that spoke to me. God was doing something, and I just kind of sat back and said, I'm glad God's doing something, because I did not feel like I was doing something. And, one of the really cool parts about that summer actually kind of ties back into Vinesong, because Vinesong is a really special ministry for me, because I have a dear friend, Zach, who's a part of their team. Now I've gotten the chance to meet most of their team, and I'm actually getting the chance to meet, I think there's 1 or 2 new members that I haven't had a chance to meet yet as of recording this, but hopefully by the time this posts and we're getting them set up for a live stream, I will have gotten a chance to meet them. I'm sure they're awesome people. But Zach, we went to high school together, we were in youth group together, and even though we weren't like super close when we were younger, when he was back, I think he had just graduated college or had just kind of finished up there, was going to do like online or something like that for the rest of it. He was home, and I was home for the summer and winter breaks, the usual college returns. We kind of got together, and, stuff just kind of clicked, and we were hanging out and just kind of doing different things, Bible studying and talking about different concepts. And, things were just really clicking. I really loved having him around. He was this great person to talk to and bounce ideas around with. And I remember leaving for the summer and thinking, oh yeah, Zach's going to be here. Like, we'll just get to hang out all the time until I have to head back to school, and then he's going to be back here. And, I'll see him at winter break and everything. And, so Vinesong actually came to the Village Church while I was working for group. And so Zach saw Vinesong, and something in him just like, he was touched by it. His heart, like, he was just like, that's really cool. And I mean, the story went like, we sat down for lunch probably like 3 days after I had gotten back, and he just said, "Yes, so I'm gonna be traveling with Vinesong here. Like, I'm leaving in 2 weeks." And I was like, "Dude, what?" He said, "Yeah, like, I interviewed. I kind of did like the audition. I don't remember what the technical terms for what he did there was, but I mean, they're a musical ministry group, so there was a little bit of singing involved. And I remember him telling me, like, dude, I can't sing. It's hard." He did like a little bit of choir when he was younger with Nita, our choir director, but other than that, he didn't really have that much experience. But they, God was doing something in that whole setup, and was like, yeah, you're gonna go with them, and you're gonna be able to do all this really cool stuff that like nobody could even really dream of and imagine, because like it's a really awesome ministry. They get to go all over. He's traveled the world, and I'm really hoping to try to get him down for a Q&A or something like that, to have him be a part of this, maybe next week, maybe the week after. If nothing else, I'll try to like Skype him in, and we'll do like 2 screens. It'll be really cool, or really cheesy, or a little bit of both. I don't promise you that it won't be both. But yeah, like, Vinesong's here. It's awesome. And God speaks to people in different ways. For me, when I kind of got my call of where I was going to go, I was actually at a group mission trip camp. And that's kind of driven my life since. For him, he was sitting in the Sunday morning service. God can use you wherever you're at, as long as you're trying to be in his presence. And heck, I'm sure there's stories of people out there that found their calling, their passion of what they were going to do for the rest of their life, just doing something. Because God can be in the mix wherever you're at. With that, I want to wrap up. I want to ask you a question, and it's not going to be a would you rather question today. It's actually going to be a question about camp. What's your favorite camp memory? Now, if you haven't been to a camp, tell me what you think camp was like. Really curious about what you guys think about it. So yeah, what's your favorite camp memory? I think I have way too many, having been working there. But one of them that like kind of jumps to my mind was the first week when, like I kind of mentioned, everything was going wrong. It was 2020, just compressed into like 3 months. I remember there was this Hispanic Catholic church, and we couldn't use the main area that we were supposed to for our program, so we had to reset the dining area like 4 times a day. And I was the one having to do a lot of the heavy lifting because my teammates had other issues that they were having to deal with. And I remember just sitting there, and man, this church, one of the people walks in, and she sees me working, and I just like, hey, how you doing? I'm just getting this set up for program later. And about 10 minutes later, the entire youth group comes in, and they said, don't worry about this. We'll get the chairs. We do the chairs all the time at our home church. This really isn't a big deal. This is like half as many chairs. And I just sat there, and like already I'm like being moved to tears. And then I remember it's just every night that week they were doing something like above and beyond. They even one night, there was supposed to be kind of like a soft closing for our program where, okay, you kind of go around these different stations and you get to encounter God in all these different ways. It was really cool. And you were kind of supposed to go off and do your own devotional after that. And I had some worship music playing in the background. And I remember this group, oh man, just the image from it. They all went back to their seats afterwards, and I'm just kind of hanging out in the back. And they don't like sit down, they're like at their seats, but they're standing up, and zero prompting. They just, nothing to say, do this. They just stood there. They started raising their hands in worship, and were singing along to the songs. And man, it just blew me away. It was one of the coolest things to see, like a group of teenagers just like, they were engaged with God, and they were all about it. It was one of the coolest things. Like, oh, they were an awesome group. I loved them. I told their youth leader, I'm like, look, I probably would not have survived without your youth group here this week. Please keep doing whatever it is you're doing because it's absolutely amazing. You're doing great work with the life of these teens. Um, yeah, that's probably one of my favorite camp memories. I'm sure I got some others I might throw out throughout time, but yeah, man, just seeing young people especially serve and step up in any kind of form of church is just really cool and it's refreshing. And I really pray that for you guys that you find where you can do that, where you can step up. I know a lot of our youth already have stepped up. They've been working hard when we're in session on regular church, and we have our youth ministry team or youth leadership team that's been planning events, and that's awesome. I love to see that too. Um, just finding the place where you plug in and where you can do those kinds of things. Try to find those. They're really important. And I've probably talked so long about that memory. So, what's your favorite camp memory? Either post another video in response or comment below. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is you're supposed to do on YouTube. You guys probably know what that is. Love you guys. Peace out.